to adopt a dog is to give a chance to an animal that didn't have the chance before.
I didn't expect it to be so close, and when we first adopted Lucas, I didn't even like dogs. It was kind of odd.
We, didn't totally know what to expect, adopting another dog or getting another dog.
Talia Holtz has always loved dogs. In her home country of Chile, there are more than 2.5 million stray dogs on the streets. Talia wants to change that.
This all started like 6 years ago when I saw a post in Facebook about a puppy that was rescued and was left behind in a shoebox, starving and crying, and in the middle of the night a young girl found her and put it in the post. I totally fell in love with her. My husband saw me how I was, very upset, I was crying, and he knew that I wanted it so much, so he says, just go for it. He bought me the ticket, and a week and a half after I was in Chile with her in my arms, and the rest is history.
Most people have their houses laid out in a way they like. But to Talia, this house is not hers. It's the dog's.
Okay, this is Felix, our first dog. This is Sophia, the first puppy that I rescued when she was 2 months old. And this is Cooper. Cooper is a adorable dog that was adopted here in Rotunet. And my husband decided to adopt it, so now he's part of the family. These are our 3 babies so far. So far.
Though Talia was happy saving 2 of her dogs from Chile, she knew she could do more.
When I was flying back to Vancouver, I was thinking, what can I do? How can I do to be able, if I'm capable and able to bring this puppy and save her, why I cannot do with more dogs? There are so many suffering on the street, and here Canadians are different. The culture is different, the education is different, and they don't treat the animal as a pet. Most of the people treat them as a family member. So that is what I want. I want to give them the chance that in Chile, in my own country, the people were enabled to do it.
And thus, Homeless Pets Canada was born. Talia's way to get as many of Chile's stray dogs off the streets and to the forever homes in Canada.
And to work here in the office, and here is where Homeless Pet Canada produces everything.
However, starting an organization on her own was no easy task.
My husband supports me 100%, and so my son, Nathan. But I know, and I have to recognize that my husband will love to spend more time with me and not talking about the dogs. And not because he doesn't want it, it's just because I think he feels like I left him a little, behind.
The stress this task was building, not only on her, but her family, was becoming too much to handle.
I just started realizing, I followed the homeless pets on Instagram, and I just saw they needed more support. Talia was doing it all by herself, working full time, doing her best to advertise these dogs, and I said I'd love to help out.
Homeless Pets Canada grew. They now have volunteers working across 2 continents, all with the same goal Talia had when she first started. One volunteer in particular has a special bond with Talia, based on how they first met.
She was parking her car there, and that was her meter. And she often tells the story that she's kind of bothered by us. She's like, who are these people parking on my meter? This is so annoying. And just kind of rolling her eyes. But Lucas was this tiny little cute guy. And I saw him and I thought, that's the cutest dog I've ever seen. And I don't ever say that about dogs. And so I just said, I want to say hi to him. So I knelt down and I put my hand out, and he just jumped into my arms and licking my face. He just kind of chose us, and I had to pull him off me eventually, and I saw him kind of walk away. They walked across the park, and I was like, that was beautiful. My boyfriend's like, he's perfect for us. And I was like, what? And And he was like, oh, well, he's up for adoption. And I said, no way. And I ran across the road. I saw them in a park across the road, and I just chased them.
Eliza provides a set of skills to the organization that Talia was missing and desperately needed. She acts as the matchmaker between the dogs and their future families.
The most amazing reward was getting these dogs here and seeing these dogs that I had adopted, that I had, worked so hard to find families for.
Over the past few weeks, we've seen COVID-19 spread around the globe. Here in Canada, 93 cases have been reported, and on Monday, one person died.
COVID-19 hit everyone hard. With borders closed, the plan to bring dogs home had many hurdles.
It was on September 2020 when they say, I'm sorry, Air Mexico canceled our trip again and says this is not going to happen probably in November. However, we will move it to October. And October you will have to call to try to see when this is going to happen. October came and they moved it for November. And I was totally very stressful, very down, kind of very depressed. I cried a lot, I was very angry and I was down and a lot of emotions because again, I felt like I was putting down not only the people, but the animals. Tell the family was the hard part because it was a lot of disappointment. People get upset, angry, and a lot of frustration for us because we have to deal with 30 families that adopt 30 dogs, and we tried to do our best, but it was not up to us.
It was like months and months waiting for the news.
It started feeling like, oh, is this ever going to happen?
It was a bit frustrating because we were getting dates, but I completely understand with COVID, it was out of anybody's control.
So we have to wait, and every month was a knife in the heart. The only thing that kept pushing me mentally was the dogs in Chile. As soon as we have a gap on December, we start flying. In 3 weeks, we have 10 dogs for each week, 30 dogs in total between the 14th and the 27th of December.
Todo el equipo de Homeless Red Chile, Homeless Red Canadá y Patitas Toesta colaborando con el transporte de los niños a Vancouver. Acá están. ¿No? Saluden. Saluden. Vamos a salir en la tele, dígale. Todos los perritos esperando embarcarse. A Vancouver, Canada.
Was sitting in the flight from Mexico to Vancouver. I break down. I cry because I realized what I was doing was something like nobody else is doing.
This is really overwhelming. It is, I just want to be with somebody to hug, and I am so happy, very happy. Very happy because I know they're going to be happy.
Despite all the difficulties, Talia and her team arrived back in Vancouver on December 27th, 2020, with 30 dogs eager to meet their new families.
Well, it was very exciting, and we were kind of worried because, that is a long flight.
It was a bit stressful, but he was right away. He was just so loving. Once we left the airport.
It's good, but we were a little nervous for her. It was kind of bittersweet. It was like, oh, we're finally happy, but then we're like, oh, how is she gonna be when she gets here? Because
we had to wait a long time because the dogs took a long time to clear customs. But then once she came out, she was super excited to get some food.
I was so happy, and I couldn't wait to go outside and I give the puppies, the dogs, to the family. And that was the day when we took the picture with myself and two of the volunteers, Lucinda Cooper and Elisa Mott, with the hands up because we did it. It was so amazing. It was the best feeling that I have in my life after I have my son, the birth of my son.
They met their goal for 2020, but looking forward, the sky is the limit.
It's amazing because Talia has such a grand vision of what we can become, and I so respect that about her because I'm a bit more of a realist, and you know, I sometimes have to step in and we have to negotiate on her dreams and our dreams, but you need to have a big heart and big dreams for this kind of work. You can't just settle for less.
We have a goal. My personal goal is to be able to bring 100 dogs in 2021 to Canada. That means 100 lives saved. The sky is the limit. So many plans, so many goals, and as far as I live, I will do everything possible to keep saving animals, especially street dogs, and we will complement with cats, hopefully very soon.
It's been really lovely because she's been more than just the founder-director of this organization to me. We're very close friends and almost like family. She jokes that I'm like the daughter she never had, and if and when she gets older and needs to do other things or can't contribute the same, then I'll be there to pick up the organization.
As Elijah, Lucinda, Josie, Lola, Alicia, everybody's working together to make this dream come true. So I'm so happy to have them. It's nothing in this world that made me more happy, made me feel good and fulfill my soul is doing what I'm doing.